Good morning, people. As you guys can see, we are actually inside today. The weather is a little bit shite. I actually put something up in the background. I don't think you guys can see it. No. Something I found when me and Kiri went to an antique store. But if you jump over to my vlog channel, you will be able to actually see the unboxing of it and everything else. But for today, for this weekend, because it's a weekend reading, we have 3 cards, pretty magnificent cards. First of all, the Queen of Cups and the 6 of Wands jumped up. Then from the Quantum Oracle we have number 5, Events, Travel. These 3 cards are really blasting in something pretty magnificent. And I almost want to say that it's on top of an already magical week. Could be very significant for wow, can I speak? Pretty significant for someone who already experienced something. So it could be double clarity, a double confirmation about something that has already happened in a way. So pay attention to that. Okay. What do we have? As always, I will tune into different things for the weekend. Now that it is the weekend reading, as always, my readings are timeless. So this could transpire for the next 5 days, because we have 5, but we also have 6 of Wands, so 6 days. So the upcoming week could be significant for this, but whatever happens in the weekend might be activating something. One thing I did here, I actually want to have the candle closer, is that you have become way more emotionally open, which is why something is being activated or why you're receiving something. Also, when it comes to being recognized for what you do, who you are. I always want you guys to see the candle, but yeah, there is a lot of this energy here of actually finally moving forward with something after, I mean, we have said this a lot, after moments and days and weeks, years of tests and failures and, okay, you guys can see it, and whatever else we have been dealing with. So something is coming together, especially because that you have stayed open throughout situations that has been challenging, and you stood your ground, you set boundaries up, which also, again, there is a lot of, like, your spirit team really wants to applaud you for that. It's almost like you have been through a lot of tests recently, but it's because they wanted to show you how resilient you are and that you actually are stronger than you think. Yeah. I feel like I tried to put it in another way, but it makes sense. It makes sense for whoever it's supposed to make sense for. Yeah. I don't know why it's so quiet, like 555. Normally you can hear the road out here with all the cars, but for some reason it's just quiet. It almost feels like quietness before the storm, which might be what you have experienced for the longest of times. Like, also with the weather, like the universe is putting a blanket over on, like, yeah, like you're not seeing what's happening behind the scenes and you are still in a state of resting. Now it makes sense. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So there was when I was shuffling to do this reading, there was a card peeking out, and Spirit actually said to me before I took the card, this is the card for the week. I saw the Four of Swords and I was like, nope. Nope. We have had enough of that. But obviously I didn't read into it. I didn't get the content of it. Spirit knew. But my mind was like, nope. I don't even want to know what it's about. But it actually makes sense now. Ah. And it also makes sense why only 2 cards came up, because the first card was supposed to be the Four of Swords. And then Queen of Cups. And then 6 of Wands. Sorry, Spirit. Sorry. But the message came through anyway, didn't it? Maybe when we shuffle, the Four of Swords will actually come up. But again, that is what Spirit does, right? And all these tiny things that I go through with this, which might seem silly for me, actually carries a very loud message from Spirit when it comes to us believing and trusting in our ability and what's happening around us. It can be the most random thing. But okay, back on track. You might receive a message or a realization or an idea, an interaction that's going to bring some kind of relief, or I don't know if validation is the right word, because I feel it's not, but again, I feel it is. Let's go with validation. It sounds like that's the right way of saying it. But whatever it is, it could come through an honest conversation. It could come from an intuitive nudge, because again, Queen of Cups, we are also in Cancer season, right? It could also be that someone that you're speaking with actually reflects back at you how far you have come emotionally. And again, I got reminded about the Four of Swords, so it actually makes sense. I love you, Spirit. I love how you bring messages through, even if we as humans overthink and we are like, no, definitely do not want to hear that message. But again, we are sometimes too fast to judge, right? And that is also with life situations. We are sometimes too fast to judge. So sometimes we need to sit with ourselves and really think about, why did this happen? And what was this conversation about? What was the meaning behind the words? What was the meaning behind whatever happened, right? Because our mind is very fast to judge something. But you're most definitely going to feel seen, understood, and appreciated. It is going to restore some kind of confidence inside of you. This weekend is going to be very interesting. Now that the travel card is also here, obviously I cannot ignore that there could be a spontaneous change in your plans this weekend. Again, or within the next 6 days. For some of you guys, there's something about it starts out with an idea, and it could be a spontaneous, or it could be connected with a spontaneous change in plans, location, or a mindset that creates something new. It's actually interesting because we spoke about something about open doors. I don't know if it was yesterday, that reading I made, where I spoke about something about that the new beginning is opening new doors. That's how I said it, right? And when I spoke with my friend today, she also mentioned something about new portals and new doors, and it's actually something we have mentioned a lot. And I spoke about what I said in that daily reading. And now, a door. Even if it's closed, the suitcase is ready, right? There's actually like light shining in here. So it does feel like something is happening. There's momentum around it. You're being seen and heard and understood when it comes to it. It's moving along, even if it might not physically be happening. like you think it should happen or start out. Does that make sense? So there could be something about an actual physical travel. There could be something with a visit, a shift in your routine. Something moves you out of a stock energy, which is going to be very, very good. There is this relief happening. Oh my god, it's going to be a good weekend. I promise you guys that you're going to feel this like reset energy, like someone pushed the reset button. You push the reset button, or the universe or your spirit guide push the reset button for you. For some of you guys, the hint here is that your energy realigns just by you actually doing something differently. And it can be as silly as you brushing your teeth at a different time, or you're drinking coffee from a different mug, or you're taking a new path when you're out walking, or it can be bigger things, but it doesn't take a lot. It's a little change. There could obviously also for some of you guys be a sudden opportunity for travel or relocation, or a message from far away. Yeah. Another thing that I do want to mention before we take more cards, because the Queen of Cups is the falling in love queen, and with the Six of well, Wands together with the event card. Number 5 is new beginnings, fresh starts. That could also be romantically. Someone could come forth and express feelings. Come forth. Well, I guess I can say that. Someone, yeah, might come forward and expressing feelings. It could obviously also be you. So you might be receiving some kind of emotional attention. Emotional attention. That's an interesting way of saying it. It could obviously be a compliment. Someone who wants to give you something, if it's word or something physical. Could be something with flowers too. Someone who's just showing interest in you. But it means something more than what the first step is. Does that make sense? I think you will be reminded that your presence, just you as a being, touches others more than you know. Yeah, so let yourself receive in this weekend. Yeah, there's a lot of movement. A lot of things are moving around and flowing, and things are happening finally. What has been happening always for a long time behind the scenes are finally being visible and flowing in the 3D around you. So pay attention. You can, again, like I said, it can start out as a tiny thing, but let's see if there is something else. With everything we just spoke about, for this card to pop up is just the biggest confirmation. Receiving something. Something stable, physical, something long term. Something that you have longed for, someone who's longing for you. Again, looking out, being like, this is stable, this is long term, this is something you can use for something. Yeah? I can ask if the universe wants to give me the 4 of Swords, but I don't think we need to because we've spoken about it. But let's see. So funny. I like that I ask about the 4 of Swords and the 5 of Swords comes up. So what does that mean? We step forward. But also the Ace of Swords, which is interesting. You know what? It is actually interesting, and it actually does make sense, because the battles that you have thought, could be a mental thing, are won. Like, there's been a lot of mental cloudiness and clutter, and like, I can't do this and I'm not ready for that, or whatever. Now you are actually like, I'm ready. I am ready for whatever comes my way. And it could be because of what is being given to you. Yeah. You are winning in a different way. For some of you guys, if there is a fight with someone, you're deciding to step away from it because you know that is you winning. It's actually pretty badass. Clarity, yeah, everything. Something is being settled for some of you so that you can move forward. Thank you guys, that is going to be it for the weekend. I hope you guys will have a magical weekend, and I will see you guys on Sunday with the week ahead reading. Bye!